Okay, we are theoretically live on YouTube. Click here anytime to view the post. Oh, well, let's do that. We can view our post. Here we are. Okay, we are theoretically live on YouTube. Click here anytime to view the post. Oh, well, let's do that. We can view our post. Here we are. Okay, we are theoretically live on YouTube. Click here anytime to view the post. Oh, well, let's do that. Let's see if we can see people talking to us. We're a little early. Let's see if we can see people talking to us. Well, early. Mandy Gordon, hi Mandy. Thank you. It's working. Bless your heart. Woo! That's good to know. That is good to know. Well, it's been an exciting week here at Mandy Gordon. Hi, Mandy. Whoops, I got to turn that off. Hold on. Bless your heart. Woo. Okay, there was a little bit of a delay. Just learned something, which is you can't have both of them going at once. You can't be watching the YouTube. Lovely background you have today. Thank you, Mandy. Hi, Steve Verona. It's a background that I brought with us because I went to a forum yesterday, and Marilyn Ray Beyer said I needed a background, but we're not entirely sure it works. It's a French screen that I had at home, but you can still see the edges of Bound Publishing on the side, so I'm not entirely sure if it's better. Hi, Barb. Hi, Ansel Adams. I bet that's Ken. I bet that's Ken.
Ken who?
Now to make coffee, says Barb Scott. Yes, Barb. Coffee, definitely. So we're still in Facebook jail. We really don't know why, but hopefully by next week we'll be back. We've been told by Facebook that we violated their community guidelines, but they don't tell us which guideline we violated. And everybody seems to be suggesting that what happened is that the algorithm has been reset, and Facebook has not quite figured out who to turn off and who not, because we haven't really done anything bad, we don't think. But we're going to play some songs for you because we are so lucky that you guys went to the trouble to find us this morning, because I know it was hard. Down in the valley, hi Renee. The valley's so low. Hi Peggy. Hang your head over, down, yay! Hear the wind blow. Hear the wind blow, dear. Hear the wind blow. Hang your head over. Hear the wind blow. Roses love sunshine. Thanks, Daniel. Violets love dew. Hi, Mark. Angels in heaven know I love you. Janet, yay! Know I love you, dear. Know I love you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Tom. Angels in heaven know I love you. So write me a letter containing these lines. Will you be mine, dear? Will you be mine? Will you be mine, dear? Will you be mine? Hi, Lawson. Write me a letter. Hi, Kathy. Will you be mine? Down in the valley, stay so low. Hang your head over and hear the wind blow. Carrie's here too. Yay! Thank you, Carrie. So, Marilyn Ray Beyer, who is the DJ now of the Midnight Special from WFMT in Chicago. Hi, Belfay. She did a forum yesterday that I was at. And hi, Tommy Blecker. And she said we should, have a background that was pleasant for people to find us. And so I thought, well, I could bring this with us because here we are at Bowen Publishing. It's not quite, I was hoping it would take up the whole screen, and it doesn't. But you guys are commenting on it, so maybe it's working. Boy, have we had a week. I have been dreaming over and over. Oh, hi there. That's Neil. Hi, Neil. Hi, Paul Belfay. I've been dreaming over and over about how, I've been dreaming about little plastic connectors that connect because I'm trying to work out what's wrong with why Facebook has blocked me. They said 2 days ago that we would be back on by March 2nd, but this morning when I tried to sign on, again it said you have been blocked for violating community guidelines. And as the people said on the forum that I went to yesterday, it'd be nice if they told you what guideline you violated so you wouldn't do it again. But we are so glad you're here, and I'm so grateful for you guys. I don't know what I'd do without you. So I'm going to read you, this is from, here we are at Balance Publishing, and this is one of their books. This is the Tortoise Diaries, Daily Meditations on Creativity and Slowing Down. And believe me, I need to slow down because I'm just trying to work this out. I have a personality that says there's something wrong, I have to fix it. But February 29, which didn't happen this year, but would have been yesterday at some level, it says, some people go to priests, others to poetry. I go to my friends. This is Virginia Woolf. Some people go to priests, others to poetry. I to my friends. Virginia Woolf from the Tortoise Diaries. And we're doing a lot of songs today in honor of International Women's Day, which is coming up next week. I think it's Monday next week. Hi, Jan Swisher. Yeah. Hi, Steve Davidson. Takes you a while to figure this out. I know you have to sign on to Facebook to have the chat work for you. So let's play the dishes, Charlie. We're glad you're here. We hope you guys are well. We're going to learn about YouTube today. It's possible that by next week we'll be back on Facebook.
So I have a couple of thank yous. One is to Janet because she sent me this wonderful thermos, which looks just like the one Cozies that's up here.
The PSGW awesome thermos.
And I've been using it. I take it with me when I go out for a long ski day and I need something warm to drink at the end of the day. And then the other is for this here from my fairy godmother.
Charlie got more brownies from his fairy godmother in Ithaca, New York.
I still don't know who the fairy godmother is.
We don't know who our fairy godmother is.
Speculating, and Tommy was wondering whether you'd probably have some information about that, but you're not sharing it anyway. So anyway, I appreciate it. I enjoy the.
Charlie's been enjoying his brownies. I'm trying to watch my waistline, so I told Charlie all those brownies
which is
are yours.
Even better for me.
So Daniel Bowling is saying, I bet you didn't do it in the first place, whatever it was that got us banned from Facebook. I agree. And here's Harriet, whose name is Kitten Cat 1720. That's good. So thank you, Harriet, for telling me that's you. Julie Snow, hi, honey. Thanks for being here. Hi, Dorothy Holland. Steve Longo. So International Women's Day. We are going to do a few songs from that for today because it's coming up. And, oops. Dishes. Beth Wood, a wonderful songwriter from the West Coast, is creating something called She's Speaking, which is going to be a live stream of all women doing songs about, hi, Raleigh Brown, women doing songs about women who inspired them. And she invited me very nicely to be part of it. And one of the women who mostly has really inspired me was my own mom. And writing this song helped me realize that growing up and watching the options that my mother felt she was offered made a big difference to me. But this song began as an argument between Charlie and I about how we would do the dishes. Hi, Claude. I leave dishes in the sink. It bothers you a lot. It would be better if I did not leave dishes in the sink. I think we agree the sink means one thing to you and another to me. I leave dishes in the sink. My mother was a housewife, trapped in a time that said, here is your life. In dishes and cleaning, she found little meaning, but my mother stood at the sink. And you'd think our dishwasher could make this problem go away, but I remember my mother. Every day she would reach and bend, load and unload again, and my mother stood at the sink. She was married to a man who was raised to think that what he did all day meant he didn't have to stand at the sink or the dustpan or the broom. My mother taught me every day, clean one room. So I built myself a life with few dishes to do. 'Cause when I stand at the sink, it's like she's standing there too. And I fall on my knees and I praise the day that I can leave the sink and walk away. One dish, one room, one day after another I leave dishes in the sink to rescue my mother. Our sunflowers are getting some nice comments. Margot Smith says, love the sunflowers. Janice Swisher says, it's comforting. Well, that's good to know. Julie Snow says, where are you? We're in Peterborough at Bowen Publishing. And Neil Braverman asked if I would reread that thing I just read, so I will give it to you again, Neil. It's from Virginia Woolf. Some people go to priests, others to poetry. I to my friends. And that's you guys.
That's
Bless
you
your
guys,
hearts.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea how comforting you are to me. So now we're going to actually, that was a song about my mom, and not everything's going to be about International Women's Day today. This is a song that I wrote while my dad was in the nursing home. And I taught a songwriting workshop last weekend, and my pal Bonnie O'Donnell came and wrote the most beautiful song about her dad being in the nursing home. It's on her Facebook page, Bonnie O'Donnell. I don't think she's here today. And I thought I stopped playing songs about my parents right after they died because it just made me too sad. Your superpower is turning experiences and emotions into beautiful songs. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. So all these people with their parents in nursing homes throughout the pandemic, it's heartbreaking. And I am grateful that my parents both passed away before this pandemic, so I didn't have to go through that. But putting my father in a nursing home was a learning experience for me, and I don't know if I would do it again. There wasn't an option, but I remember that first day, right before I left, he said, I'd like to go home now. And it was the hardest thing in the world to walk away from him. Captain, my captain, did you forget that it's time to go? No, it's not time yet. The wind from your sails and the memory fails, but once you were young and strong. Now every room in this hall has a body in a chair, waiting for a ticket to to a better somewhere the angels might come, rescue you from the nursing home. Captain, my captain, I'll wheel you on the deck, past every shipwreck of mortal man, broken by the waves, the body unmade. This is not going according to plan. For the end of your story, Captain, we tried. Some of us lived too long before we die, and the angels come, rescue you from the nursing home. The sun and the rain fall from above on a lot of need to be loved, to be loved. Captain, my captain, the nurses are kind and there's light in this room. It's the best we could find. But Captain, my captain, it's as bad as I feared, to walk away and leave you here, alone and undone, till the angels come and rescue you from the nursing home. The sun and the rain fall from above on a lot of need to be loved. Oh, the sun and the rain fall from above on a lot of need to be loved. Janice Wisher says, my dad always wanted to leave the memory care in Bellevue. He was sure Idaho was just the other side of the street. He was the first to die of COVID there. Oh, Jan, I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh.
Oh. It helps some when we figure out that home might actually be whatever comes after this life. That's a good point, Daniel. Thank you. Oh, look, Linda Zimmerman had her second vaccine this morning. Phyllis is here. It's Phyllis's birthday. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Phyllis, if you're here, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
and
Phyllis.
she's here with her sweetheart, Chip. And
Yeah.
Phyllis sent us a lovely donation with the most beautiful. I wanted to save the check because it was so beautifully painted up. She is quite an artist. Hi, Jamie Anderson. Wow, Canada has arrived. How awesome. For those who don't know Jamie Anderson, she's a very good songwriter and very good teacher and very good musician, an awesome human being, and she writes reviews. And Jamie Anderson, check out her Facebook page and her website. Somebody's calling me. I'm not going to answer the phone. Somebody's calling me. I'm not going to answer. So, back to International Women's Day. We're going back into the annals, Renee. Long ago, when I was traveling around the country with T.R. Ritchie, hi Gail Dreyfus, we would often drive on Highway 50. Highway 50 is called the loneliest highway in America, and it goes from somewhere in Utah where we were to somewhere in California. It also goes all the way across the country. It's Highway 6 sometimes. But Highway 50, the loneliest highway in America, we spent a lot of time on Highway 50. And the way we did it is often TR would drive and I would sit in the passenger seat. This worked well for both of us. And one time we were on Highway 50 heading to the West Coast, and we had passed the last gas station with a rest stop, with an easy exit off the highway. And about 2 or 3 miles later, I started to squirm in the passenger seat. And TR, looking at me, knowing what the squirming meant, said, couldn't you have thought of that earlier? And I said, well, I didn't know about it earlier, but I know about it now. And TR, knowing what the squirming meant, then proceeded to break the land speed record, looking for any sort of possible restroom gas station on Highway 50. He found one 1950s little old grimy gas station there somewhere in Nevada, and he pulled off at a high rate of speed. And we both got out, and we looked at the grimy little gas station, and the grimy little door that said bathroom there in the back. There was not 2 doors, there was 1 door, it said bathroom. And looking at the grimy little door, I became concerned for my health. So I decided I would send TR in first as a probe while I waited outside. Hi, Sushan. Then TR came out and I went in. But we started some sort of conversation in the doorway that required that we maintain visual sightlines throughout the rest of the conversation. I was really in a hurry by this time to do what I was going to do in the women's room. So I started to prepare the area before I closed the door. TR had never seen a woman prepare the area in a public restroom. He looked at what I was doing and he said, I had no idea. Welcome to the ladies' room. It's a special kind of place. You might think we come in to relieve the body and check the status of the face. But there's a little convention women never discuss. We know there are germs in here and they're coming for us, so we don't sit down. We tighten our thighs and sort of hover, or we use the little butt gasket paper cover and a foot to flush, an elbow to open and close the stall door. There's more germs on the handle than there are on the floor, and it's more complicated than you might think. Washing your hands without touching the sink. There we go. Sushan found us. I'm so glad. Oh, Tom Smith says, I understand Picasso always paid by check because nobody would cash those things. Oh, interesting. So Gail Dreyfus is here. That reminds me to say that I'm going to be teaching as part of the Yosemite Songwriting Retreat next weekend, March 12, 13, and 14. The Yosemite Songwriting Retreat is going to be online. It's going to have some great Joe Craven and Keith Greninger are two of the other teachers. It's a songwriting online this year as opposed to being in Yosemite. I hope you'll check it out. I will put a link on my page. All the men are saying I had no idea. Yeah, I know. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. All right. Whoa, sorry. Air guitar, it might have its charm, but to me it's a waste of the hand and the arm, and what feels good is the wood with the string. So take the summer, go out to the shed, it'll save you money, it'll clear your head. Why not learn to play the real thing? It's a whole lot of fun and just a little bit hard, and you don't have to leave your own backyard. Any time is the perfect time to start. It'll keep you happy, it'll keep you on course, it'll get you through your first divorce, mend your mind and help to heal your heart. Something real, learn to do it, a skill with some appeal to it. It feels good, the wood with the string. If you can find one for a pretty good price, it's a little beat up, but it's still nice. So pick it up and learn to pick and sing. Skill in the hand and the mind and the joy of losing track of time, the lost art of how to concentrate, memory in the muscle in the will, and relief in your mind when it's finally still. Learn guitar and you don't need to meditate. Something real, learn to do it, a skill with some appeal to it. You don't need oil or gas to make it go. Simple, guitar is green. When the grid goes down, it's one machine. Will not be dead metal by the road. So take the summer, go out to the shed. It'll save you money, clear your head. Pick it up and learn to pick and sing. Air guitar, it might have its charm, but to me it's a waste of the hand and the arm. Why not learn to play the real thing? So I'm curious, for those of you who followed the link, did it take you right here? How did it work? I tried to open the page on my computer, but then we had a little delay and you could hear me talking, so I don't know. I'm just kind of curious if the link I posted worked and how you're finding your experience. I'm hoping that by next week we will be back on Facebook, just because it's a little easier. Mark Wilson, the guitar I've been building for 3 years is almost finished. Someday I'd love to have you play it. I'd love to play it too, Mark. You're building a guitar. Good for you. Awesome. So we had some songs planned, and then sort of got a little bit lost. Raleigh Brown says, "Yup." Steve Verona right here. Oh, it worked. Oh, good. That's what you guys are telling me. Okay, so awesome. All right, Charlie, let's play the Seed of Misfortune. So Charlie's been saying to me all week, "You got to let go of this, Cozy," because about every 22 to 23 hours, I'd look at him and I'd say, "But what did we do? What did we do?" Hi, Marilyn. Nice to see you. My yoga teacher's here. Was that a link? There was a link. Well, there was a link. I tried. I keep looking at Charlie, but what did we do wrong, and how do we fix it? Are you two staying here virtually on your way to Yosemite? At least in my reality. Yes, we're going to come stay with you on the way to Yosemite. Definitely, Barb. That would be fun. So Charlie said, "You got to let go of this." But I have the kind of personality that just wants to fix it. And so this is kind of fits in with that. When I made my album Eros, I followed the link yesterday and clicked on the set reminder button. When I went to YouTube today, there was a countdown to the video. No problem. Awesome. Thank you. I can find notes singing, but Mom used to yell from upstairs if I hit the wrong note on the guitar, piano, and cello. Oops. Oops. Yeah. Well, we all get our challenges in life of who is supportive and who is not.
Hey, at least she was listening.
It's true. So this is called The Seed of Misfortune, and it's either the myth of Psyche, who falls in love with the god of love, Eros, and is tricked into doing things that mean that he deserts her. Or it's just simpler to say that it's either the story of the myth of Psyche falling in love with the god of love, Eros, who is a young man and not quite ready for commitment, or it's the story of a young woman dropping out of college to become a folk singer. Oh, good. Thank you, Margot. Well, what you need to know is I was very young when they tied me to a rock out at sea. And they told me I was saving everyone, and at the time that seemed acceptable to me. They said I was a seed of misfortune, and then they piled all their sins on my head. What you need to know is I was very young, so I believed every word they said. When he found me in the darkness, what I saw were feathers and lights. We were both young then, and all he probably intended was to take me home for the night. I stayed in his room 'cause I had nowhere to go, and he was kind, so he let me stay. But all I knew about love was the rescue. So one night he flew away. Maybe I was the seed of misfortune, if I could scare off the god of love. But I'd been offered a cup, oh, and who would give up on something that fell from above? When I went to find him, I found the whole world instead. And that's more of wonder than feathers and light, or the god of love in my bed. colors and the light. He did not understand. But some nights I have a dream where what was lost, it's found again. And I am enfolded by something that makes me happy as I have ever been. 'Cause I have seen the curtain swing open, and I have seen that it is all right, and that I am not the seed of misfortune, that I am the feathers and light. Nice, Charlie. You didn't do anything wrong. You were fine. Here. Daniel put something interesting. It's been a long time since I was young enough to believe every word. A long time. Yeah, Daniel, I agree. Totally agree. Well, we want to thank you guys for being here. We're going to play you one more song and be back next week. And, check in. We will be back on Facebook if they let us back on. My intuition is that Facebook is easier for people to find, although it's good to know how YouTube works. I'm really glad. Jen Swisher says, don't tell them, guys, but I don't get the rescue part. Oh, young girls who just assume that some man's going to come along and rescue them. All those things we're told about Snow White and all the women who in the Disney movies who are going to be rescued by a man. Slim Edelman, out of nowhere, a live indicator appeared on my screen, and the time at the bottom of the screen says you started 30 minutes ago. We did. We started at 10:30. That's true. Thank you, Jamie. Terry St. James. Thank you, Terry. I want to thank you guys for coming. So we're going to go out on my mother's house, Charlie. To remind you that our friend Raleigh Brown does a live thing on Facebook. Not right here, but on Facebook. He'll be on tomorrow afternoon. And Raleigh is so supportive of us. He's been saying every one of his shows this week, Cozy and Charlie are in Facebook jail, but they're going to be on YouTube. So have a good week. Good luck. And hope you're all getting your vaccines. We're waiting. Oh. Sorry, I got to get that tuned. You want to say anything, Charlie, while I tune?
We're back in the deep freeze here. We're sort of in that time when sometimes it thaws and then it gets cold. Like I read the snow report for Cannon Mountain this morning was -5 and a 50-mile-an-hour wind. And I think, well, I don't think I want to be up there today.
Charlie and the snow report on Cannon Mountain are very close friends.
We're close friends.
Charlie said, come look out the window this morning. Come look at the blue jays. And so I went and looked out the window, and there are all these blue jays up in one of our evergreens. And they're all puffed up, like twice their size, because it's so cold out. They all look like tiny little quail. They don't look like...
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. In my mother's house, there are flowers, fountains and gold. In my mother's house, there is every fairy tale ever told. In my mother's house, there is beauty in a sudden summer storm. My mother's house, there is love in all its wonder taking form. And in my mother's house are fields of plenty, and in the fall it's like they're all on fire. In my mother's house there are soft beds to rest on when you're tired. In my mother's house the winters are quiet, and in the silence hear the falling snow. My mother's house, there's a time to arrive and a time to your Friday check-ins. Check out Paul Belfay's Friday weather report from his back porch in southern Maine. It's delightful. In my mother's house there are ancient trees and baby birds in the nest. In my mother's house there is a time to gather and a time to rest. In my mother's house are hunters and hurricanes and everything can die. My mother's house there is heartbreak waiting and no one really knows why. In my mother's house there is beauty breaking in the storm. My mother's house there is love in all its wonder taking form. That's what we are here. This is love in all its wonder taking form. You guys being here with us, you totally made my day. Thank you. It's been a hard week. Jan Swisher, glad for the snow report. Rain in the Pacific Northwest. Birthdays for a weekend. Birthday weekend. Carrie and Janet, thank you for coming. I'm so glad you guys were here. Steve Davidson, Paul Belfay. Paul Belfay, I really do love your weather check-in from your back deck in Maine. I think it's a riot. You got to go watch. He takes his iPhone. He shows you the sky. There's your weather report. He shows you the traffic, the car going by. It's really great. I enjoyed the concert. Flawless connection. Thank you, Cactus Jack. I know who that is. That's Jack Niswander. Cool.
Jack.
Yeah, Tommy Blecker, you guys are the best. Tommy, are you our brownie godmother? I think I said to Charlie last night, this second package is pre-packaged brownies, and the first package was homemade brownies, and I thought, I wonder if they're the same person, and the fairy godmother got tired, or if the second fairy godmother is a guy, and he bought some brownies, he's sticking them in. Who knows? We don't know. Anyway, we're grateful. Charlie's enjoying them. Mary McCutcheon, Jamie Anderson. Thank you all for being here. Thanks, Lawson. It's sunny in Colorado, he says.
Hey, Lawson. Hey, Jack, how's the R&B going, buddy?
Yeah. Oh, Harriet Hart, you figured out how to change your name with the right name. Good job. All right, we'll see you all next week somewhere. Thank you so much for being our pals. We can't thank you enough. Stay safe. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Yeah.